What's going on, guys? It's Brandon back here again today for another BFR video, and you're probably realizing something. I have an NHL logo right here. It's kind of shiny, and you may have also seen the patch on either side of my shoulder, possibly. And you probably noticed that it is a Vegas Golden Knights jersey once again, and some of you might be wondering, Brandon, you wore one in your last BFR, again, when the Hawks lost to the Capitals. Why are you wearing one today? Well, that's because the Hawks played Vegas, and I was wearing this jersey the entire game because I wanted Vegas to beat the Hawks, and for good reason. So, there was for the game 28 versus the Vegas Golden Knights in Chicago. It was at 7:30 p.m. on December 15th. Vegas had no Eichel, Pietrangelo, Theodore, Howden, and Whitecloud. So those are 5 starters in their lineup that were not there. Lafferty moved up to the first line. Athanasiou and Tyler Johnson were on the third line together. And Athanasiou, the reason he missed the last game is because he was attending the funeral for his grandmother who passed away. So condolences to his family. Athanasiou was in, Reese Johnson was out, Caleb Jones was in, and Ian Mitchell was out. The Hawks lose 4-1. They go to 7, 17, and 4. Shots were 25-25 dead even. Hits were 23-20 Chicago. Faceoffs were 25-21 Chicago. And on the power play, Chicago goes 0 for 2. Vegas goes 1 for 1. And Soderblom saves 21 out of 23. Thompson saves 24 out of 25. Let's get into it. So, let's see. Domi had a near break early in the first. Lecision was stopped. Miramonov hit the post, and then at 6:15, there wasn't a lot that happened this game, to be honest. At 6:15, it's a Chicago penalty to Dickinson for boarding. Tyler Johnson had a big hit on Haig, but at 5:19, it's a Vegas power play one-timer on an open net because that was just the positioning there. Chandler Stevenson, great passing on that power play from Vegas, 7th of the season from my boy Marchessault, if I can get it in view a little bit. Yeah, there we go. And then Stone, so that makes it 1-0. And then Domi and Stone were slow to get up after they collided. It was a scary play. Luckily, both were okay. Then, because at 3:13, it's a Vegas penalty to Miramonov for tripping, which would be killed. That wasn't because Miramonov tripped Domi, which ended up having Stone flip over him, so both were fine. And then we go to the second period. We're at 16:51. It's a Vegas penalty to Amadio for holding, which would be killed. Carlson had a shorthanded breakaway, but he was caught by Kane. However, at 16:04, it's a Vegas shorthanded one-timer goal from Riley Smith as Carlson, after the puck gets knocked away from Carlson by Kane. Carlson takes the puck, throws it right to the front where Riley Smith is. No one's covering him. He gets his 13th of the season from Carlson to make it 2-0. And then Kurashev is stopped. Lafferty stopped. Not much was happening, and then as soon as I wrote that, Tenorti just absolutely laid out Cotter. Clean hit, and Cotter was crawling off the ice. And Tenorti, respect to him, he was saying, like, hey, I would fight, but I kind of have 75 stitches in my face right now, so I don't really want to fight. And so, good on him for explaining that to the Vegas players. But Cotter was holding his shoulder as he eventually got off the ice. He did not return to the game. We go to the third, where the teams have been trying to start scrums now. McNabb lays out Kurashev. Then at 11:52, it's a Vegas goal to Phil Kessel. Phil the Thrill. 6th of the year from Miramonov and Carlson. Miramonov's ever since he's been called up, he's looked good. Makes it 3-0, and it went off Kurashev's foot, so it was a little bit of a deflection there. Kara was absolutely robbed by Thompson. Great save. Hawks pressure for the last 7 minutes of the period. At 3:54, it's a Chicago snipe goal from Taylor Radish, 9th of the season from Taze and Seth Jones. Radish has looked really good this season. He's been one of my favorite players to watch on the Hawks. He's always in the dirty areas in front of the net, but he also proved he can shoot, so that's also good to know. Kurashev hits the post then to make right after Radish made it 3-1. Athanasiou was denied multiple times. Soderblom was pulled at 1:55, but at 30 seconds exactly, it's a Vegas empty net goal to Riley Smith, 14th of the season from my guy, Marchessault. And Packle, I've never actually heard this guy's name, Packle, I don't know. But he gets the assist that makes it 4-1. And the minutes leading up, the last 7 minutes of the game were completely Chicago. They looked excellent. Vegas couldn't get the puck from them except when they got the empty net goal. And there were a lot of Vegas fans in the stands, I pointed out, and there was not one commercial break in the third. That's how continuous the play was. But, and now the reason I'm so happy, not only that Vegas won, because when the Hawks are bad, I mean, Vegas is my second team, have family out there, and my grandparents were generous enough to get me this jersey when they first came into the league. They asked me what player I wanted. I said Marchessault, if you haven't heard that story. basically, my grandparents live in Vegas, and they were asking me if I wanted a jersey because they know I'm a big hockey guy. And I said sure. And they asked who I wanted on the back, and I said Jonathan Marchessault. And so yeah, they're now cruising to the top of their division. Their road record is phenomenal. Their home record is 500. It's like 8-7 or something like that. The Fortress is no longer intimidating. I still need to go to a game there. I've been to Vegas so many times, and I've never been to a game there. And I was hoping to go to the one tomorrow, but that won't be happening because that got canceled. But yeah, that's really all I have for you guys today. Besides, one more thing. Just remembered, the Hawks are now in last place in the NHL since Anaheim lost. So they now have the best odds at Connor Bedard. If they can just lose the remaining 82 minus 28, let me think, it's 80 take 80 minus 26, that would be 54. Lose the remaining 54 games of the season, and we'll be set. We'll go 7. Let me think. 71-4 or something like that. I don't know. So yeah, 71-4. I'd be perfectly okay with that. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Another Hawks game tonight against Minnesota. However, it will be on ESPN Plus, so I will not be able to watch it. So again, another limited BFR there. But then we'll have a nationally televised game on Sunday once again against the Rangers, and that will be in Chicago. So we'll see how those two games turn out, and hopefully the Hawks will lose. But I'm going to keep rooting for Vegas all the way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.